Hello everyone, Mog here, and today in front of me I have the EVVA 3KS. As you can see, the key works as you'd expect. This particular one has false gates and no mastering. So with that, let's get picking. I'm going to be starting with some clockwise tension and using this pick I made specifically for this lock. And starting on the right side. Okay, slider 1 seems pretty good. I think 2 is alright. Poking at 3 on the right here. I think 3 is doing alright. I'm going to try and get to the 4th one. 4 seems pretty good. Okay, 4 might not be ready quite yet. I'm trying to get at this 6th one at the back. I think 6 seems alright. I'm going to try poking at 5 again here. Okay, I think I've got 5 decently set as well now. So I'm going to go looking at the left side. I think I've almost got the 6th one at the back here. Okay, I think that 6th one is set on the left. Trying to get to this 5th slider on the left side now. Of course, the struggles of just trying to manipulate this to the right. To the right nub. Okay, I think I got that fifth one where I need it now. It feels loose. I think I've almost got the third here. Or sorry, rather the fourth. I think that one's set. I'm kind of poking at the first through third. Feel like they should be ready to set, but they might not be. I'm going to switch to tension at the bottom now, because I know this tension at the top like this will block the key control sidebar at the top if I leave it there. Okay, I think I just set the third. I think I got the second. Okay. Everything's at least almost where it needs to be. I'm just checking some on the right side now. I got another little click out of the third one, maybe fixed its position up just a little bit. right side is seeming pretty good. I just got another little click out of the fourth one on the left side. Gonna switch my tensioner back around. Oh, and there we go. A little nudge, and we got it open. It's probably that I'd set it when I still had the tensioner at the top, but as I mentioned earlier, if you're tensioning, well, rather than top, I should say the part by the Bible, you might block the key control sidebar, and that could cause problems. So, yeah, there we go. Let's give this thing a gut. So, there you see. I'm going to lock it back up. And I guess I'm just going to reset those sliders a bit. So this, maybe I should have left them actually. I just don't want the core to fall out, or the plug rather, as I take the clip off. Okay. So to gut this, I'm going to try and get all the sliders relatively centered. Give that another try. Okay. Okay, let's do it this way. So I'm going to try and put the left side here, right side there. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to leave the sidebars in for now. Yes, I have a pick over here that will be helpful. Oops, this was the fifth on the right side. I should really hold this more upright so that doesn't happen. Okay, there's all the ones from the left side. Whoops, that was close. Almost just threw my pick. Oops. Yeah, okay, that was number 1. Okay, so there's all of our sliders. We'll take a closer look at those in a moment. And then, let's see here, we got our left sidebar. And our right sidebar. Okay, well, now let's take a look at all these guts. I guess we'll start with the core. So, try and make sure I don't obscure my light too much. So you can see the, this is the first 3K I've getted, but as far as I understand, this is standard. We got the ridges for the sliders to spin around in, since it might be poking out of the core, or sorry, out of the plug slightly. And what stops rotation is we have 2 sidebar grooves on either side, and then we also have the passive key control sidebar groove. And I'm not exactly sure what the bottom is for off the top of my head, but anyway, so yeah, there's that. I guess we'll show the back. Oh yeah, I can put the little clip on there too, but anyway. So yeah, there's our core. Here is our plug. So there's the left sidebar, at least relative to Bible up orientation I'm referring to. There's the right sidebar groove, the passive key control one at the top, and then just our beautiful slots for the sliders. This plug is just so beautiful to look at, in my opinion. And then there's the back. We've got this nifty little, I've heard this referred to as like key retention mechanism. So this little sprung ball bearing thing here, which gives a very satisfying kind of click when you put the key in. But yeah, there's our plug. I'll start with the passive sidebar. And so these angled grooves on the bottom fit with bits on the key that I'll show after the rest of the guts. Here, maybe I can get this to focus a bit better with just my finger, but yeah, there you go. So if these grooves don't match up with the key, it won't be able to fall into the key and let the plug spin. That's the idea behind that. And then we've got our left sidebar. So you can see there's two, well, just the round part on the outside that interacts with the core. Got our 2 springs there. Then we've got 2 gates here that match up with the pin, or the sliders I should say. Each of them have a double true gate that match these. Then we've got this part at the front that is another, I guess, kind of key control mechanism that fits into a slot in the key. I'll show you in a moment. we can see our right one is identical, just mirrored, or might actually be identical. Yeah, maybe not exactly identical. I'm not exactly sure. I'm by no means an expert on this lock. And you can see the same kind of key control kind of groove at the tip that I'm holding on to with my tweezers. And the double kind of ridge that fits into the sliders. And then just to show a couple of the sliders up close in my hand, and then I'll show the rest all together. I'll try and make sure you can see that indeed none of these are mastered, and all of them have false gates. So you can see the double true gate on the right side here, and then a little false gate to the left of them, and then this is the single nub style one, so it's kind of a bigger nub that actually interacts with the key. I'll just go through them all real quick to show you. So there was slider 1 on the left. Here is slider 2. And of course they alternate between double nub and single nub. Here is 3. Here is 4. This particular one, the double nub that's exactly center set, does not have a false gate, so that is to be expected as far as I understand. All of the other ones do, but that particular one, for whatever reason, does not. There is 5. So yeah, even this centered one with single nub will still have a false gate, as you can see on the left side there. And there's 6 on the left. And then we'll go through on the right. So here is 1 on the right. Here's 2. Here is 3. Here is 4. If I can get out 5. This one is another center double nub one, so no false gates on this particular slider, just because that's, I guess, how EVVA decided to manufacture them for whatever reason. It's kind of peculiar to me they include them on the single nub but not the double. Maybe they have a reason, I'm not sure, but I just think it's interesting. And then this is the 6th one on the right side. So there you are. There are all the sliders in all their glory. It's not focusing particularly well, but there you have it, all of it. I guess I'll show the key quickly as well. So you can see there's the double track that the short double nub ones follow, and then the deeper track that the single nub ones follow. And it's basically mirrored on the other side, but because of the way they alternate it and basically have a slider 1 on the left and 1 on the right are double nub and single nub, and then they alternate. So what this means is that each side has separate bitting from the other side. It does tend to be somewhat mirrored, as you might guess from the key, at least for this particular one, but anyway. This is the groove that the little front part falls into on each side, so you've got to be careful when tensioning that your tensioner doesn't block that area. And similarly for the similarly for the passive groove at the top here, or both sides really, it's mirrored, but again, need to be careful that you're not blocking that part with your tensioner so that sidebar can't fall into the key, or the keyway rather. And then the little bump here for that little sprung bearing type thing at the end. But yeah, there you have the key. And I do want to take a moment to show you my fancy pick that I worked so hard on, which is basically I took a Sparrow City rake I was literally never going to use, shaved it all down, thinned it out a bit because it was 0.6 millimeters, and that's really just way too thick to maneuver in this keyway. So I thinned it down to something closer to 0.4, and then bent the end a little bit, aiming for about a 45-degree angle, and cut a groove in it so I can catch the sliders and manipulate them on either side. And yeah, this ended up working pretty well. Use this for pretty much all the picking, as you probably saw, along with a Multipick. What is this one? V46, but just their 0.4 millimeter flat short hook, which I found it handy to have around. And yeah, just a combination of assorted tensioners. This one was the one would probably be most recommended for what this is. I guess a 0.4 millimeter. Excuse me. And a wiper style one that fit nicely in the bottom, but for whatever reason things felt a little different doing it with this at the bottom than what I did. Oh my goodness, excuse me. Sorry, than what I did the first time I picked this, which was using this guy at the top, and I just felt like there was maybe a slightly different feel or binding order when I was tensioning top versus bottom. So I decided to go with this for most of it, but then I wanted to switch to something that could go in the bottom for as I was nearing the end, so I didn't accidentally finish the pick and not realize it because I was blocking the passive key control thing with my tensioner. And then just another one for good measure, as I might want to switch between them. But anyway, there you have it. That is the EVVA 3KS with no mastering and with false gates, picked and gutted. For anyone that took the time to watch, thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.